Hello, Gemini, and welcome to the Fire or the Matches group. I want to say that this video, due to technical problems, it gets separated from the other three videos. So if this video don't match you, just check the other three videos related to the Gemini sign also on my channel. So I want to add here that starting 27 September, Mercury is running retrograde, meaning it's not a good time to sign contracts, agreements, anything you need to put your name under and sign for making it official. Also, it's not a good time to buy electronics like cell phones, laptops, also housekeeping equipment like laundry machines or a microwave. Why? These devices are connected to warranties and maybe some problem with the warranty pop up. Also, you will notice that your bus is late, your train don't show up, the flight is delayed, the flight is cancelled. If you need to receive packages at home, they are delivered at the wrong place. Mail that you need to receive don't show up, and that causes delays. All these things are related to Mercury running retrograde. This is because our collective mind, the mind of all the people, is going a little bit slower during that time. Now, this said, the most important thing is that you try to avoid contracts. If you, for some reason, would be obligated, or you have no choice, or you feel compelled to sign a contract, double, triple check the fine print, because it's possible after you change your mind and you want to get out of the contract, you cannot anymore. There are certain clauses in the contract that you don't like, you didn't see. These are sometimes things that happen with Mercury retrograde. Anyway, the advice would be here not to sign the contract at all. So here we go, Gemini, with your reading for fire group. The first card that we here see in your lane is a very positive card. There's a lot of good things here going on in this lane. The first card here is the sun. The sun is a very positive card, even if it has negative or heavy cards next to it. It has a positive effect on the negative cards. So it shines a bright light even on difficult conditions. So what we see here, probably at this time you feel happy, you feel a little bit joyful. People like to have you around them. This is all things that happen with the sun, because the sun makes things and people shine, and also yourself. Here next to the sun, we see the cross. The cross is a more heavy card, literally, because the cross is heavy. So it's possible that you don't have an easy time in your life now, but even though you don't have an easy time, you still feel happy. It's like you feel this is part of your path of life, because the cross is the path of life, and also the tower has to do with our destiny. This is the destiny, and this is where we need to go. We need to there are certain limitations. Here, these cards are a little bit connected. So here we see that even though our life task or our life path is difficult, still we can shine a bright light on our future, especially with this card next to it, because we have the stars here. This is the overall positive card of the deck. This means wish fulfillment. Everything we wish for comes true. So although this combination is not perfect, this is a very good combination for getting ahead in life. So now we do the two cards in itself. So the sun and the cross. Here you will probably have more responsibilities for now. You will take these responsibilities with the sun, even though it's difficult. You have difficult time. If you have certain success, there could be some troubles. Even if you have success, it will not be easy. It's like the success is not easy. It's possible, but it's possible you have some forms of disappointments that you want that some things would go more easy. It's also possible that you experience some pressure from people around you. They want you to follow certain rules, certain regulations, and you will do, and you probably will find a solution because you have the key here at the end of the lane. The cross is heavy, so it puts some pressure on us as a person, because the ego is this is the sun, and the sun is the ego or the person. Here, it's possible also that sometimes you want to feel more alive, but you feel a little bit pressured here. It can be hard, and but despite the things are hard, you find joy. It will, if there is difficult situations in your life, maybe I'm just giving an example here. The cross is sometimes religion or spirituality, and this card also, if there are some difficulties due to religion or high responsibilities or some things around that, it's possible here that you overcome these problems, or in another way that you learn an important lesson from this that will let you progress later on in life. Because the tower is the progress that we make in life. It's something on the long run. So this card laying is actually a lesson that we get in life. The cross is heavy to bear, but it's also a protection. The stars is also a protection. So I said this is a very good laying actually, even though it's a little bit difficult. The burden you will, if there are burdens in your life, you will not experience them that difficult. Then here, then we have the cross and the stars on itself. If you have difficulties, the stars heal things. So it's, if there is a difficulty, you will be able to overcome certain problems in your life. If there were issues with a certain problem or arguments with a certain problem, it's like you are easy to forgive here with this combination. If you are in some form of community or you are in a lot of people here, you will be able also to forgive them. And maybe sometimes also because you're always in the center of things. If you are a very active person and you are operating in a big community, like sometimes with Gemini is the case, it's possible that you experience you're always being in the middle of things and always need to be there, that you experience some problems with that one. But all in all, this means that you have lucky stars. Sometimes also here with this combination, we test our faith. We test how lucky we are, or we literally test the religion, how supportive our religion is towards us, whatever, or our spirituality here is. Also, you will have, if you are religious or a spiritual person, you will have strong tendencies towards that, especially we have the sun here also. It's possible also sometimes that you feel a lot of hope and that you experience your own hope as a burden. So we see this also with this combination here. We have a lot of wishful thoughts here, and most of them will come true since we have the stars and the sun there. It's possible it's all a little bit late because there are borders and limitations, but all in all, it's a good combination. You will trust in fate, and you will follow the life task that is given to you. Then the next line here, we have the flowers, the tower, and the mice. The flowers and the tower, if you have some limitations or borders, sometimes these two cards here, they point to abroad. This is crossing border, and the mountain is sometimes to do with abroad or the internet. So it's possible if you have some confrontation or some issue with an authority figure or with a government or somebody in charge at your work, this is smoothed out easy. The strictness applied on you will not be so strong, because here the flowers tend to lighten the problem. There's here there's a form of balance in this combination. So the people who are in charge will approach you in a more easy way. Also, it's possible here, because we see the mice next to it, it's possible that it's more easy because sometimes the mice, they reduce a little bit the strictness of the tower. It's possible that you experience some delays regarding to structures. If you need to follow certain protocols or rules, it's possible that the mice delay this a little bit. Here, as we see here, even if your boss or your government or you're the one in charge of you or the person who has a certain form of limitations on you, you will see here that this is not so very strong now. It's like, because the flowers, they break the negative spell of the strictness of the tower. Also, sometimes you will, as we saw earlier here, the same comes back here. Sometimes things come back always in the laying here. We see also that sometimes we want to be in the outside, sometimes we don't want. maybe because we don't want that certain rules or regulations are applied on us, or we don't want to follow them. It's all a little bit too strict for us. We want more smoothness, but for some reason there is no choice. In another way, if you job like, because this is the tower can present our career, it's possible that you are related in somehow to fashion industry. If not, you're related to things that make life easier. Meaning you could be in something like sugar, sweets, that is then the other level. But in general, you would be connected to things that in general make life easier, life more smooth. If you have a certain lover, it's possible now, because the tower takes distance. So it's possible that the contact with your lover or with the person who's close to you, because I don't see directly a wife or a partner here, but if you have a lover, it's possible that sometimes the flowers represent the lover. So it's possible that there is some distance with the persons we love. It's like we take some distance from them. Maybe we have too much pressure and we want to take some distance from them. This is, of course, only temporary that we see this. Or maybe the partner is in abroad, because we see abroad here, or the partner is only available in the internet and there's some internet problems. And that's the reason why we cannot make the bridge to the partner. We cannot communicate, or we don't have so much contact. Also, this combination only, it points to that we go to theaters, that we go to amusement parks. This is also possible here. It's possible that if we are an artistic person, that we are somehow involved with some organization, and maybe we construct the organization. We help to organize events related to amusement, to theater, to things like that. This is possible here also. We are in the organization of these things. Maybe for now, the organization is a little bit less active. Maybe there are some factors, maybe the health issues that are all over the world with the viruses make you that you can express yourself less, because there would be some restrictions. Here also we see the one in charge, man or woman, the person who's in charge or who has some certain control over you, could be quite a handsome person. Maybe it's a tall person and quite good looks. This is what we see here also, because the tower represents a tall person, and here this makes good looking. If you are in certain businesses, it's possible also here that you have like a high quality fashion store. If it's not a shop for the elite, the goods that you are selling are high quality. You will see that your product is good here, because the tower represents high quality products, high-end products. Whatever you sell, new or secondhand, you will see that your products are good quality. This is what we see here. You take a lot of responsibilities for the products that you sell. It's possible, maybe it's due to the economic times, that before you had good business, but we have the mice here. Sometimes the mice bite a little bit on the profits, but this is only temporary, because the mice are only temporary. The vermin, it disappears. It's only temporary, and this is all only like speed bumps, temporary. You could experience maybe your source of income is less than before. Again, it could be connected to the economical conditions that we are all facing now. But in a way, you feel happy what you do, because this card makes us happy, and we have the sun here also. So you will feel happy in what you're doing and what you are now. Sometimes we cannot change the things as they are. Also, it's possible that you design some things, for enjoyment. This is possible also. It's possible also that some people in charge, if you design something, that they praise you for the things that you are making, or that you are designing, or the things that you are doing. This is what that we see here. Maybe before it's more easy for you to travel, but now there could be certain restrictions, because we have the mice here. The mice tend to like this is easy travel, but we have the mice here, and it could mean that you are less easy to travel, or there are certain restrictions in the places that you want to go. This is what we see here also, but as I said, it's only temporary. If there are some structural problems in the organization, it's possible also here that you reach out to your boss and that you try to work out for solving the structural problems in the business that you have. You talk to him and you ask, can we not do work like this and this? You try to find a balance there. Sometimes you're a little bit alone here. It's possible also that people here around you, maybe you yourself have good looks, and it's possible that people around you are a little bit jealous of you, of what you achieved in life, or about your good looks here. But the tower can be modest, so it's possible that you don't present yourself as very pretty or beautiful or handsome. So it's possible here that you don't use that beauty in your ideas. But anyway, this could represent a very handsome or a very pretty person, especially with the sun here. Also, the person would be quite matured already. If not in age, it's in the mind. Quite responsible is actually the right word. It's possible also that people of a higher group, higher society, are part of your store, or they are your customers, or they are connected to you somehow. If there are certain mistakes that you have made in your job, your boss will be easy to forgive you also with this combination. If you would make a mistake, you would be easy forgiven. This is because this is the card of renewal. So if we would make a mistake somehow, whatever where you make the mistake in the structure of the company, you would be easy forgiven here with this combination. Here also, if there are delays with this card, even there is pressure on you, we cannot change the structure. The rules and the regulation, we need to follow them. Sometimes we have no choice, so we cannot force the rules. So we need to wait here for a certain period till this goes over. This is something related to time, and we cannot change time. We cannot. This is like we need to wait. It's a longer period here that things would be a little bit less economically good for us. This could be a longer period, but anyway, there is some positive things here. You have positive cards here in the end line. So this is only, as I said, the mice is only temporary. Also, you will keep up your image here. We see this here also. It's possible that certain gifts are presented to you, but you don't want these gifts. People want to offer you something, but you say, no, I don't want. This is possible also with this combination. Then we have the tower and the mice in itself. Here, sometimes this could point to a boss, maybe that you cannot see clearly, meaning there's some things going on in the business that you cannot see. Meaning maybe there's some things going on behind the scenes that are not totally honest. Here, this is possible here also, but it's not necessary that you are the one who can see that, and it's probably not your responsibility. But that is, we see that here, that something is going on behind the scenes, because we cannot see over the tower. So here something is going on behind the scenes. But it doesn't necessarily influence you directly, but it's possible it has a certain impact on you. Here, then we have the next line. We have the book, the mountain, and the key. The book and the mountain, if you are still studying, or if you are additionally studying, this points to a study. This could mean that you study something on the internet, because this represents the internet. If not, maybe you study, or you are planning to study in abroad, because here these two, this is study, and the tower can represent high facilities that educate us. In some cases here, this could mean that it's a high-placed facility. If you are in higher education, this could mean like a university. If not, this represents a school. Maybe the school is in a more remote area, it's difficult to reach, or in another possibility, it's that the school is literally in abroad. It's possible also that this school has certain values related to your spirituality or related to your religion, as we see the cross above here. Coming back here to this combination, it also might, you might sometimes have difficulties to learn, or maybe there's a time problem to learn here. Maybe we work and we study, but anyway, here we see the key, and the key solves the problems. The key can open all doors. So even if there are difficulties, you will find a solution for the difficulties. This is what we see here also. It's possible also that it's you want to do this study, but it's difficult to study. There's a possibility here that it's difficult here to study. For some reason, it's like something is holding you back here to study with this combination. Maybe there are other responsibilities because the tower is responsible. So it's possible also that that is the problem. There are other responsibilities connected to it. Maybe you have responsibilities towards a brother, a sister, or something, and maybe that makes it difficulties. It makes difficulties, and it make it difficulty for you to study more. Anyway, this means you will slowly collect more facts about your study. You will collect facts. Then we have the mountain and the key as itself. As I already mentioned, this you will find a new exit. You will find a solution. If there are challenges, you will welcome these challenges and you will solve them. Also, if you are a very spiritual person, the mountain points to solidity, and also the tower is sometimes alone. It's possible here that if you have a stress time, because the mice can represent stress, it's possible also that you retreat for a while for recovering. If your job is very high pressured, it's possible that you take some distance, maybe something related to your religions, and it's like you focus more on your spirituality for recovering. This is what we see here also. If there are some delays, or things go a little bit slower with the cross and with the mountain, sometimes it's fated. It's for protecting you, as I mentioned earlier. So don't be discouraged. This is for your own good. So if there are delays later on, you will progress and you will catch up the time. So you don't need to be worried here. But anyway, as I said, the key solves the problem on the long run. If you would feel compelled, or you feel forced, or you want to solve the problem here, you could find alternatives. But the question is, with the mountain, if we could force the time. So sometimes we can find an alternative, and possibly there is with the key, but you need to see if you advance yourself so much with going around the problem. Sometimes the energy that we put in it is more than actually we just wait the problem out. I don't say you need to be passive. That's not what I'm saying. But we need to consider, we need to make the balance here. If we actually could proceed, because this card is also like it's connected to Venus, so it's balanced. So you need to work out for yourself here if you want to go around certain problems, that this really give you a time advantage by doing so. Sometimes we put a lot of efforts in going around the problem and it only saved us a small amount of time. So you need to think if that is really worth the effort. As we said earlier, it could be financially a little bit less here than before. If you want to travel, in some cases, this could mean official documents for traveling. because we know all it's difficult now to travel with these viruses all around us. If you would be able to travel, it's possible that certain limitations are put upon you. We already know it's difficult, so these are the difficulties that you would experience if you travel. You pass the immigration, certain rules, regulations we need to follow regarding probably health concerns. So it could all go a little bit slower also if you're planning to travel. There will be a solution, but the mice are delays. So there will be some delays probably. Maybe you need to go, in some countries, we need to go in quarantine, you know, the procedure, that's how it is now. Also, it's possible if you go in a retreat for calming down yourself a little bit, it's possible that if you are in abroad, you want to relax for a while, this is possible. Also, and this could bring like a time of relaxation, for more relaxation for you. If you need to do business, because your business was harsh probably the last time, it's not working so very well, or the business that you are involved in, you will be harder to do business with. You will be more focused and want to achieve your goal, maybe because the times are harder before, maybe you're more easy, but now you will be more harder because the mountain makes us hard and the tower gives us structure and the grass gives us pressure. So it's like we put pressure on the thing for moving ahead, even though we have difficult times for business or what we are involved in. You will move slowly here, slowly progressing. Sometimes also it's possible here that somebody comes back in our life, somebody who's been away for a while, maybe somebody we were acquainted with, and this person shows back up in our life. It's possible that we have been separated, because the tower is separation. So it's possible if you had a person before who was close to you, this person come back in your life and he has been away for a while, he or she. So you see what here applies on you. It's possible also some certain new ideas are offered to you, and you don't want to go along with these new ideas. But anyway, the problems can be solved, but as I said, you need to incalculate the time factor. Then we have the sun, the bouquet, and the book. Here, this points to a person that visits you. This is renewal. I saw that here already. So there's like a renewal here, a person you know before, maybe a lover from before, he's returning. Maybe you don't share this with everybody because the book keeps things closed. It don't reveal things. So it's possible that you have a meeting with this person. The first meeting could be a little bit structural, maybe because it's a long time you saw each other, but here there are this is like a secret meeting here we have with a lover or somebody who was close to us before. But anyway, this meeting is very positive. There's like a form of celebration. It gives you energy, this meeting. This is a fortunate visit that we have here. It's possible there's a small celebration here because you see each other after a long time. You are good friends with each other. You cultivate also the friendship again. It's renewed, the friendship. And we want to enjoy the company that we are faced with here. It's like we like the company that we are in. Then we have the bouquet and the book on itself. Here, these two cards. There could be some communication with the both of you about study, about things that were not revealed before. The first thing I'm thinking here about is study. It's possible that one of you both is connected to some study and they have obtained a certain level of study, and that you talk about it, and the one congratulates the other with the achievements that he made. But as I said here, this is like a renewal. You re-meet each other after a long time. You also it's possible here that you share certain knowledge with these people. You reveal certain facts to this person, structural facts. things that were not clear for the person before, you share that with this person. In another way, if you're still a student, this could represent that you do a study, as we saw earlier, to beauty, fashion, things that make life easier. It could even be a study for making chocolate or sweets, but this is things that you study something that makes life more nice, more sweet, more easy to do. This is a study about that. Then we have the cross, the tower, and the mountain. If you would be traveling, it's also possible here. This represents the capital of your religion. So for instance, if you are a Muslim, it would mean that you visit Mecca, if this is possible. If you are a Christian, you visit Rome. This is possible here also with this combination. We visit the capital of our religion. This is possible here. Maybe also during this travel, you go a little bit further and you are alone, or you are connected to your religion and you pray in that capital. This is possible. This is like meditation, praying, that we see here with this combination. You will need to follow certain protocols. We already know we need to follow protocols now. There could be possible tests you need to undergo for getting there. There's some isolation possible. We already know there's this isolation now, being alone, some quarantines maybe, if you want to travel. And then we have the tower and the mountain in itself. Maybe during certain periods, it's a little bit difficult to be alone. Sometimes Gemini don't like to be alone. They like to have people around me, but here it's like an obligated being alone here. We are obligated. We have no choice here by being alone here. It's possible also because the tower returns that you have been there before. It's not your first visit here. This is what we see here also. If you are planning, but I don't see it directly here. If you are planning in the future, in the long future, to go there, this point sometime that if we plan to go abroad, if you make ever the decision, you will be a long time in this place, but this might be for the future. Then we have the stars, the mice, and the key. The stars and the mice here, even though everything is going well now, it's possible that you worry a bit about the future. But since you have the key here, you should not worry too much because you have the key, the stars, and the sun. So you should not be worried. Maybe your worries are only in your head. So it's possible here that this is not necessary to worry. It's possible that you have certain disappointments in your life, but it's not necessary to worry all the time here. Sometimes we need to leave our mind at ease, as they say. Maybe you think that things are delayed and too long, you want to get things on the move, but as we see, we cannot force the time. We saw before, we cannot force the time. Then we have the mice and the key on itself. It's possible in a way that you feel more vulnerable as a person, you feel more vulnerable. This is possible with this combination. With this combination also, in a more practical way of life, we need to see that we don't lose our keys. Literally, because sometimes the mice, it's something disappearing, and here the key, sometimes it's literally what it is. So be careful for not losing your keys here, or something that has a key importance for you. So be careful with your goods if you travel, or if you're going out, that you don't lose your keys or something that you need for opening certain things here. Also here, this could point if some things have been hidden for you, because we have the book here related to some structures or related to this person. And maybe as you communicate with each other, you find out some things, and these things are revealed to you. As you talk with each other, some secrets that are happening or that happened before are coming to you, and these are revealed to you here. Some things that you didn't know before, these will be revealed to you here, because the key reveals things that we don't know. It's possible also that this knowledge that comes to you, that it makes you a little bit, how to say, that it takes away some of our energy. You feel a little bit less energy. It surprises you, it startles you a little bit, and it takes away a little bit of your energy because you get this news. You didn't expect that this was connected in that way. So be careful, as I said here, see that your things are secure. Also in your house, keep a certain structure, see that your things are safe, see that your locks are closed, that you keep your keys with you. This is what we see here. The cards sometimes warn us for things. It cannot say what is going to happen, but these are warnings for things to happen. See that your keys don't go up in thin air, and keep that your locks closed. Things that you need to secure, keep safe, like valuable things, keep them behind lock and key. So this is what is said here to you. It's not saying, it's just want you to prevent things to happen. Things will also get clear to you. Certain facts will be revealed to you, and things will get more clear to you. Then we have the tower and the key, on its self. The sun, where we are, the sun and the tower. Here we are here, the sun and the tower. It's possible also, if you have some retreat there during a vacation or a short break in your work, that you are happy to be a little bit alone. Not during long time, maybe not obligated restrictions or solitude, but it's possible, if this is related to your religion, that you're happy in your prayer, in your meditation here. This is what points to that also. This could give you more strength. This could give you more strength. Your religion or spirituality could give you more strength. Also, if you have a certain form of popularity in your work or in the business that you work, it will make you happy. It will make you happy. You feel strength in that. You feel find strength in that popularity. Gives you more confidence, because the sun makes us confidence about our structures, and it opens more doors for us on the long run. So if this is a month laying and you experience some difficulties now, those difficulties will be solved on the long run. This is also a positive laying. Sometimes readings are on the longer run. You will, if certain problems were in your life, Gemini is a sign of the reason. It works on the mind. So it's possible here that if you think about problems, you rationalize about things, things will get more clear to you, because we have the stars here and the key. So it's possible that things become clear to you. If you experience some form of loneliness, it's only temporary, because you have the key here. This is only temporary. Maybe some accesses are temporary, denied to you, temporary. Sometimes also, it's possible that you don't know how much structure you need to imply on your job, or or the course of life. Sometimes you feel for letting it go, and sometimes then you are very structured. It's like you go from one in the other. You don't know sometimes how to proceed here. Then we have the stars, and the tower here. The stars and the tower, you have high expectations, high hopes of yourself. You hope on a better future, but as we can see, we don't know how it's gonna end yet. But the cards are positive, as we said earlier. You have high ambitions, high goals. Also, this points to success with bosses and people who are in charge of you. Or you have achievements that are already bearing some fruits here, even though it's a little bit more hard now. Again, we see the meditation here. If you are already advanced, I didn't mention this before, if you are already advanced in your religion or in your meditation, it's possible that here that you go in the next stage of meditation here. It's like you could already teach others how to meditate, or this is like teaching others how to pray. This is possible here also, or we teach others how to be quiet. This is what we see here also. Then we have the tower and the book in itself. We don't share everything, that if some secrets of our boss or secrets that we have used to come in a certain way of our life, sometimes it's difficult to go upwards and we cannot reveal everything how we get there. So here we see that we don't share everything how we get there. If people ask us, we just keep it for ourselves, or we share it with a few select people. In another way, if you are in the educational field, we did not mention that before, but here I think I mentioned that there's some school authority here. This comes back here. This is possible if you are a teacher, that you have some form of authority. You have a lot of knowledge if you would be in that field. This points also to that kind of job, because the tower is an authority, the mountain is in abroad. So it's possible here that if you are an educator, it's possible, but everything happens very smooth here, that you are a good educator, you're liked by your students. Maybe there are less students now. Here you can see here that this is a person in charge for studies. In another way, but that's a totally different angle, this could mean to a person who investigates things. I would almost say like a detective or somebody who checks things out like police, but maybe this is not applicable here. But it might for some people. Some academic projects that you do, you will keep to yourself. You will not share the knowledge, as we say. Maybe some studies are going on and this knowledge is not yet to be shared or cannot be shared. Also, there's a lot of knowledge here that you have. If you are, it could mean that you're very advanced in your field of education. So you're a person high up in the chain. So people respect you for your knowledge. This is possible also. So Gemini, for the fire group, this is all. If this reading don't fit you at all, check out the other 3 readings. They are together in another video, but the video gets separated due to technical problems. Anyway, Gemini, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this card reading. Thank you for watching and see you maybe next time. Bye-bye for now. Thank you.